Welcome back to our channel. Today we're talking about something that most Australians use every single day, the 50-cent coin. But here's the surprise. Some of these coins are not just everyday currency. In fact, a few rare dates and special varieties are worth dollars, even hundreds of dollars, if you know what to look for. In this video I'll show you the Australian 50-cent coins you should never spend. From low mintage years to famous errors to special commemorative releases, I'll break everything down so you can check your own change like a pro. So grab your coin jar, take a seat, and let's uncover the hidden treasures inside the Australian 50-cent series. You might be holding a rare coin without even knowing it, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which ones to keep. Let's get started. First up, the 1980 50-cent coins stand out. The first thing collectors notice is that this coin carries no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. During some years, mint marks such as S for Sydney or M for Melbourne were used for special issues or commemoratives, but for 1980 the standard circulation coins were struck without any identifying letter. This lack of a mint mark often sparks curiosity, especially among new collectors wondering if their coin might be rare or special. Historically, 1980 was an important year in Australian coin manufacturing. After the introduction of decimal currency in 1966, the 50-cent coin had already undergone major changes, most notably in 1969 when the Royal Australian Mint replaced the unpopular round silver-based 50-cent coin with the familiar dodecagon shape made of copper nickel. By the time 1980 arrived, the 12-sided 50-cent piece had established itself as an iconic part of Australian currency, recognized instantly by its unique geometry and impressive size. The obverse of the 1980 coin features the Queen Elizabeth II portrait created by Arnold Machin, which remained on Australian coins from 1966 through 1984. This elegant design shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, symbolizing the modern monarchy and its presence on everyday currency. For collectors, the Machin portrait era represents a key chapter in Australian numismatic art, linking older decimal coins with newer series. On the reverse, the Australian 50-cent coin proudly displays the Commonwealth coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, the legendary goldsmith of the Queen. The kangaroo and emu supporting the shield are more than decorative touches. They symbolize national pride and the forward-looking spirit of Australia, as both animals are famously unable to walk backward. Devlin's work is considered one of the finest pieces of circulating coin art in the Commonwealth, making even regular circulation coins visually and historically significant. Now let's talk rarity and mintage. In 1980, Australia produced tens of millions of 50-cent coins for circulation. This means the coin itself is not considered rare in the traditional numismatic sense. However, rarity in coin collecting isn't only determined by mint numbers, it's also influenced by condition, survival rates, and collector demand. Since most 1980 coins have been heavily circulated over the past 40-plus years, high-grade examples are becoming harder to find, while lower-grade coins, including those in fine condition, remain quite common. A 50-cent coin in fine condition typically shows noticeable wear. The high points of the coat of arms, especially the emu's feathers, kangaroo's head, and shield details, will be visibly flattened. On the obverse, the Queen's hair curls and tiara lines lose sharpness. Although fine condition is not premium for investors, it still holds charm for collectors who love building circulated sets that reflect decades of Australian economic and cultural life. So what about value? Today's market price for a 1980 Australian 50-cent coin in fine condition is generally modest. Because of its high mintage and heavy circulation, its typical retail value is around 50 cents to $1 USD, depending on buyer interest, demand on online marketplaces, and whether a collector is trying to complete a full-year set of circulating Australian coins. Dealers often buy circulated examples in bulk and typically offer only face value unless the coin is in extremely high grade. However, it's important to remember that while a fine-condition 1980 50-cent coin doesn't command large premiums, it plays an essential role in the broader story of circulational numismatics. Many collectors specifically seek to gather every year of Australian decimal currency, and the 1980 piece is a necessary part of completing a chronological set. This steady collector demand ensures that the coin maintains a stable and predictable low-grade market value. Beyond monetary value, the historical background of this coin reflects the growing identity of post-decimal Australia. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, the country experienced significant social, political, and economic change, and coins from this era serve as pocket-sized reminders of national growth. The 1980 50-cent piece circulated during important events such as Australia's expansion of trade relations, rapid technological advancement, and cultural modernization. Collectors also appreciate this coin for its durability and sheer presence. The Australian 50-cent coin is one of the largest and heaviest circulating coins in the world, giving it a bold appearance rarely matched by modern currency. Even in worn condition, the coin feels substantial in the hand, making it especially appealing for those who enjoy the tactile experience of collecting metal currency rather than paper money or digital memorabilia. In conclusion, while the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin without a mint mark may not be a rare treasure worth hundreds of dollars, it is still a valuable piece of everyday Australian numismatic history. Its design, symbolism, durability, and connection to a transformative era make it a meaningful addition to any collector's album. Whether you're building a full year-by-year set, studying the evolution of Australian coinage, or simply appreciating the artistry of Stuart Devlin and Arnold Machin, this coin proudly represents a timeless chapter in Australia's decimal journey. Next up, the 1996 50-cent coin carries no mint mark, meaning it was produced at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, which is responsible for all standard circulating decimal coins. While some Australian coins have featured special mint marks for commemoratives or visitor strikes, the 1996 circulating 50-cent piece is part of the regular production run. Its lack of a mint mark can sometimes make beginners think it might be rare, but in this case the no mint mark design simply reflects standard minting practice. The year 1996 sits within an interesting period of Australian currency development. By this time, the nation had already completed 3 decades of decimal coinage, and the dodecagon-shaped 50-cent piece had become one of the most recognizable coins in the country. Originally redesigned in 1969 to replace the unpopular round silver coin, the 12-sided 50-cent piece grew to symbolize modern Australia's blend of heritage, stability, and distinctive identity in global currency design. The obverse of the 1996 coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by artist Raphael Maklauf, used on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998. Known for its elegant, almost sculptural detail, this portrait depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem and reflects a striking youthful interpretation of Her Majesty. For collectors, the Maklauf portrait represents a distinct era in Australian coinage, an era defined by sharp relief, meticulous hair detailing, and strong visual presence. On the reverse of the coin, we see the iconic Commonwealth coat of arms, created by the highly respected Australian artist Stuart Devlin. Featuring the kangaroo and emu standing as supporters beside a detailed shield, the design celebrates Australia's national symbols and its federation of states. The emu and kangaroo were chosen for their symbolism of progress, as neither animal is able to step backward. Devlin's reverse design, used across decades, is admired for its complexity, depth, and sense of national pride. Now let's examine mintage and rarity. The 1996 Australian 50-cent coin had a very large mintage, numbering in the tens of millions. Because of this, it is not considered rare in circulation. Coins from this year continue to appear in pockets, tills, and coin jars across the country. However, rarity in the collector world has multiple dimensions. While the 1996 50-cent piece is not rare in terms of how many were minted, the scarcity of high-grade, well-preserved examples has grown over time. In very good condition though, the coin remains common and easy to find. When a collector describes a coin as being in very good VG condition, it refers to a lower-grade circulated state. This means the coin shows clear signs of wear. The high points of the coat of arms, including the emu's feathers, kangaroo's head, shield sections, and wreath, will be noticeably flattened. The Queen's portrait also shows smoothing of hair details and loss of sharpness. While VG condition carries little premium value, it reflects decades of circulation and real-world use, giving the coin a sense of shared national history. So what is the market value of a 1996 Australian 50-cent coin in very good condition? Because of its high mintage and wide availability, its value typically remains at or very close to face value, which is 0.50 Australian dollars. When converted to the US dollar, this places its approximate worth at about 30 cents to 40 cents USD. On most online marketplaces, circulated examples do not attract high premiums unless sold in bulk. Individual VG-grade coins are generally collected for completing year sets rather than for investment. Although its monetary value is modest, the 1996 50-cent coin remains a key part of Australia's modern numismatic landscape. Collectors appreciate coins like this because they help complete historical timelines. Each year's minting reflects the technologies, political environment, and artistic choices of its era. The 1996 coin, with its Maklauf portrait and durable copper-nickel composition, represents the stability and consistency of Australian coinage during the late 20th century. Beyond value, this coin's historical background is deeply tied to the evolution of Australia's national image. During the 1990s, Australia was undergoing major economic reforms, cultural shifts, and growing global influence. Coins circulating in everyday commerce served as small ambassadors of national identity, carrying the coat of arms and the monarch's image from hand to hand across the country. The 1996 50-cent piece reflects this balance between tradition and ongoing modernization. One of the reasons collectors enjoy these coins is their distinctive size and weight. The Australian 50-cent coin is one of the largest circulating coins in the world, making it instantly recognizable. Its bold shape, 12 sides, and thick profile give it a satisfying presence unlike the smaller denominations. Even in very good condition, the coin retains an impressive feel, and many collectors appreciate it not only for its historical context, but also for its tactile and visual qualities. In closing, the 1996 Australian 50-cent coin with no mint mark, while not rare or highly valuable, remains an essential part of the decimal coin collecting journey. It offers a connection to 1990s Australia, showcasing the art of Raphael Maklauf and Stuart Devlin, the stability of the Royal Australian Mint's production, and the cultural symbols that unify the Commonwealth. Whether you collect for value, for history, or simply for the pleasure of building a full year-by-year set, the 1996 50-cent coin stands as a reliable, meaningful, and visually impressive piece of Australian numismatic heritage. Next up, the 1997 50-cent coin belongs to Australia's long-running series of dodecagon-shaped 50-cent pieces introduced in 1969. Like many standard circulation coins of this era, the 1997 coin carries no mint mark, indicating it was made at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. While some special editions in Australian numismatics feature mint marks such as S, M, or C, the regular circulating 50-cent pieces do not. The absence of a mint mark sometimes leads beginners to assume the coin might be scarce, but for 1997 it simply reflects routine production. To appreciate the coin fully, we must understand its place in the timeline of Australian decimal currency. By 1997, Australia had already enjoyed over 30 years of decimal coinage since the switch from pounds, shillings, and pence in 1966. The 50-cent coin had established itself as a large, impressive, and highly recognizable denomination. Its unique 12-sided shape and substantial diameter made it a standout among world coins, admired by collectors globally for its bold geometry and rich symbolism. The obverse of the 1997 coin features the elegant and widely recognized Raphael Maklauf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which was used on Australian coins from 1985 to 1998. Maklauf's design presents a regal yet youthful depiction of the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem. Collectors appreciate the Maklauf portrait for its high relief, sculptural depth, and the smooth, flowing lines of the Queen's hair. In very nice condition, many of these details remain clear and visually appealing, retaining much of their original sharpness. On the reverse, we see the iconic Commonwealth coat of arms, one of the most detailed designs in Australian circulating coinage. Created by the renowned medalist Stuart Devlin, the design features a kangaroo and emu supporting a shield that represents Australia's 6 states. These two animals are symbolic of progress and national strength, famously known for their inability to move backward. Devlin's artwork is still praised today for its depth, complexity, and the immense amount of detail it manages to capture in a circulating coin. Now let's discuss the mintage and rarity. The 1997 50-cent coin was produced in high quantities, numbering in the tens of millions, which means it is not rare in terms of mintage. However, rarity in coin collecting has several layers. While the 1997 coin is common overall, coins in very nice condition, with minimal wear and preserved details, are not as easy to find in circulation anymore. After nearly 30 years of use, most examples show heavy wear. Surviving pieces with stronger detail, fewer scratches, and more original luster are becoming increasingly desirable among collectors. When a collector grades a coin as very nice, it typically falls somewhere between very good and extremely fine. This grade means the coin has circulated but still retains attractive features. On the obverse, the queen's hair strands, tiara points, and facial outline remain well defined. On the reverse, the coat of arms shows solid detail in the kangaroo's fur, emu feathers, shield decorations, and supporting elements. The coin may show light wear and small marks, but overall it retains a clean, appealing visual presence. So what is the market value of a 1997 Australian 50-cent coin in very nice condition? Because of its high mintage, the coin does not command a large premium. Its typical retail value ranges from $1 to $2 AUD, depending on the buyer, demand, and exact condition. Converted into US dollars, this equates to approximately 70 cents to $1.40 USD. While this is not a high-value investment coin, nicer examples always appeal to collectors who aim to build complete high-quality year sets. Beyond monetary value, the coin is a meaningful piece of Australia's 1990s history. The year 1997 was part of a decade marked by technological growth, economic reform, and cultural modernization. Coins circulating during this period reflect Australia's global presence and its evolving national identity. The 50-cent piece served as an everyday symbol of federation, displaying the coat of arms proudly in millions of daily transactions across the country. Collectors also appreciate the 1997 50-cent coin for its sturdy composition of copper-nickel alloy, which gives it a satisfying weight and long lifespan. Even after decades of circulation, many coins remain structurally intact, with clear edges and defined shapes. In very nice condition, the coin often maintains a natural metallic shine and crisp 12-sided boundaries. For many collectors, this combination of durability and visual appeal is one of the reasons the 50-cent denomination is a favorite in Australian numismatics. Another reason collectors enjoy this coin is its transitionary role in Australian currency portraiture. Just 1 year after 1997, the Maklauf portrait was replaced by the Ian Rank Broadley effigy in 1999. This makes the 1997 coin one of the final years of the Maklauf era, giving it additional appeal for collectors who enjoy keeping portrait-style collections or documenting shifts in royal imagery on Australian coins. Coins like the 1997 50-cent piece carry a snapshot of a specific artistic chapter in numismatic history. In conclusion, the 1997 Australian 50-cent coin with no mint mark, especially in very nice condition, may not be a rare or premium treasure, but it remains a valuable link to Australia's cultural and monetary story. From its Maklauf portrait to its Devlin-designed coat of arms, from its strong geometry to its everyday usefulness, it represents a blend of art, history, and national identity. For collectors who value beauty, condition, and continuity in their decimal coin sets, the 1997 50-cent coin is a charming and essential addition to the journey of Australian numismatics. Thanks for watching.